All right, everyone, welcome to the Mortgage Punk Show. I am Chris, and I'm excited to have a very special guest. All of my guests are special, if you haven't figured that out by now. But I love Brenda, and I was just commenting on Brenda's hair because she's probably the closest, like, on brand when it comes to, like, punk. Now, I don't know if the hair color comes from that or not, but you can tell the story. So Brenda has been an agent in the Wichita market for
20 years.
20 years, a long time. She's super successful, very professional. You're with LPT now, right? As a brokerage. And so anyhow, super excited to have you on the show.
So
Thanks
excited
for coming.
to be here. Thank you for having me.
So tell me real quick, because I don't think I've ever asked you, and I'm noticing your nails now, even they're purple too.
They're purple.
So what's with the purple? And you are I think the only agent I know that is bold enough to like, that's a punk color in my world of punk.
Totally a punk color.
It is?
And it is.
Does it come from that? Does it come from your...
actually, okay, so
when
purple...
you were younger, were you at raves and like
No.
that was your favorite hair color?
No.
Not at all.
Never had I dyed my hair, ever. I was natural. I mean, I went through the 80s things where I got a little, you know, blonde highlights, you know, the bleach blonde highlights,
your hair,
scary
did it go like that?
Oh my goodness, yes.
With 5
it was
pounds of
out
hairspray?
to here. Yeah, that's my hair was wider than my shoulders in the 80s. But I never dyed my hair, but I had always, from the time I was a kid, my dream was that I could make my hair match my outfits.
Whatever color you want.
I just think that if I could change it every single day, that would be so fun. When I turned 50, one of the things that is very important to me in real estate is education.
Yep.
I think further education, I teach down at the association, and I, for a long time, made it my goal that every year I would get a new designation.
Okay.
So on my name tag, it was absurd. It looked like real estate soup. I mean, it had so many vowels. Nobody knew what vowels, consonants, all kinds of acronyms. Nobody knew what they were. Half of them I forgot. And I was like, this is ridiculous. My name tag just looked like a typewriter keyboard.
Okay.
So when I turned 50, I said, you know what? I'm dyeing my hair purple and I'm changing my name tag to Magical Unicorn, taking off all the
clutter,
the alphabet soup, and I'm just Magical Unicorn dyeing my hair purple. I'm now 55.
That's awesome.
And I was scared to death when I did it that people would be like, I'm not buying a house from somebody with purple hair.
Right.
But
interesting.
Shortly after I did it, I went and talked to a lady who was 83 years old about listing her home. She was by herself and she couldn't be in her home anymore, and she needed to go to an assisted living.
Right.
And I was nervous about it. I was so scared.
You thought she was going to judge
that she was going to be like, yeah, get off my porch. I showed up. And she opened the door and she got this big smile on her face and she said, I just love your hair. And I thought, okay, that's it. It's staying purple.
It's a done deal. Yeah, permanent.
That's it.
And you know what it makes me think of? Well, it doesn't, I wouldn't have thought of this before, but you know, I go to the gym a lot, and I think you guys are members too at Planet Fitness, and their brand is purple.
Well, yes.
And they have the judgment-free zone,
right.
You know, on their walls everywhere.
Yes. Yep.
So I love that. So that's the story. What's with the unicorn? Where did that come from?
So my favorite type of transaction is the one that nobody thinks is going to happen. I am very well versed in short sales. I do an awful lot of short sales. I am representative for some short sale committees, national and governmental and stuff like that. And I just changing people's lives and being there at a time when, you know, it seems like nothing's going to come together and bringing something together.
Yeah.
And one of my clients that I helped called me a magical unicorn. She said, you are
Brenda.
just an absolute magical unicorn. And I thought, that is what I want every single person I deal with to experience. Wow. I want everybody who meets me to think, yeah, you are a magical unicorn. Absolutely. Because I want to have that effect on people's lives. So that's what I did.
That's like, that's like the glory victory, right? Win.
Oh, God. We all need money to survive. We all need to pay our bills. We all need to do that stuff. But I'll tell you what, changing somebody's life, being there from people that I help, buyers and sellers that I help who think, my favorite transaction last year, I sold a lady, she was 64 years old, first woman in her entire family to buy a home.
Wow.
$17,500. She saved, 64 years old. She put
crazy.
$17,500 in a pile, and we found her a house. It was a little 1-bedroom, 1-bath. My favorite transaction. It meant everything.
That's wild. I mean, that's like what I love about you, Brenda, and what I love about your hair. This is something I hope that you pick up on if you're watching this. Like, I really think that the most effective business people today are people that just be themselves, don't try to be what someone else wants you to be, and truly care. And, make your work mean something more than just a paycheck. Serve people.
My very first trainer in real estate told me that everything is transactional. That was his entire lesson, was everything is transactional. And I hated that training, hated it with a passion, because I was like,
I hoping you did, because I'm trying not to read
a transaction. This was in the late 90s. It was, and it was, you just need to go from transaction to transaction, deal to deal. That's what it's about. It's not. It's not. And like I tell my team all the time, be yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody does it better than you. Be yourself.
And people can tell. I think.
Your people will find you. We are not for everybody. I'm a lot.
Right.
I am a lot. And there are some people that are like, girl, I just can't. You exhaust me.
Right.
Then I know I got to pull it back.
Because you're not looking, that's not your
I'm
client.
not for everybody. I am not. But there is somebody out there. Your people will find you if you are really authentic and you have a giving spirit. Yeah. That's what life is all about. Isn't it great when I tell my team all the time, try this, smile at somebody.
Right.
Most amazing thing in the world happens. They smile back.
Right. Right.
You just made their day.
Yeah.
That much better.
And don't you think that, Brenda, like professionalism, I understand that there's got to be some etiquette in our profession and an element of professionalism in that sense. But don't you think most people would really, when it comes down to is a person a professional, would really come from the moment that that person opens their mouth? Because you can tell when someone knows their stuff.
Absolutely.
Right? And if they know their stuff.
Absolutely.
That's an expert.
That's
a professional.
That's a professional. And in our market, in our business, unfortunately, the way we're defined as professional or not is if we do the job. People can absolutely love us. If at the end of the day, we don't get their house sold or we don't find them a house, we're not a professional.
Right.
But the only way that we can make those things happen is to find out what they want.
Right.
What they're after, Right. And it always amazes me. You can talk to a seller and they're so upset and they want, you tell them their house is only worth X and they're like, no, but I want Y. No, I want Y. And I'll walk away from the listing and say, I'm sorry. I am sure you can find someone who will list your home for Y, but my job is to sell your home.
Yeah.
And it's not going to sell for that.
Right.
So, and it always makes me laugh when and I've had several people come back to me over the year and be like, you're right. You were right. And I hate that you were right, but you were right. I was like, yeah.
Well, then you earn more trust and more credibility.
Absolutely.
And then they're really, if they come back to you, right? They're really with you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. Yep.
So I want to take a minute to spotlight one of our sponsors, Brenda, who sponsors the show, and that's Mason Turner with Turner Solutions.
Yay.
He is a CPA. So he does, in fact, I had him do my personal taxes. First time this year I've changed CPAs.
That's a big deal.
And work with Mason. So what I love about Mason is that he works a great deal with real estate agents, successful, big producing real estate agents. So every great business and every great home project needs systems that actually work. Mason helps people solve problems, streamline operations, and get unstuck when things feel messy or inefficient. So if you're tired of duct tape fixes and want real solutions that scale with you, Turner Solutions is who you want to call. Just holler at Mason, tell him that Chris from Mortgage Punk sent you, and he will take care of your tax returns. He'll take care of your bookkeeping if you want everyday bookkeeping. I'm having him do some of that for me. But he's fantastic.
That is phenomenal.
There is top-notch, super professional, and has built a business.
That is phenomenal. There is nobody,
sustain that.
Whether you're an individual agent or you're working on a team, it takes a village, man. You got to have a good CPA. Otherwise, every dollar you make is going somewhere else.
Yeah. In fact, I will give an extra plug to Mason. This is the first year, Brenda, I think in maybe ever, I've gotten money back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't usually get money. I just say, how
no
much
kidding.
do I owe?
Well, that's
and hope it's not everything.
terrible. Right.
Right.
Well, April 15th, extension day.
Yes.
For all of us.
Yep. So thanks, Mason. Appreciate your sponsorship and your support. Okay, Brenda, I love your story. I've never heard that unicorn story as long as we've known each other. I've never asked you about it. So I've just kind of I've assumed and put together, bits and pieces what I think that might be all about. And now I'm even more excited.
What cracks me up?
I'm going to buy you a unicorn. I'm going to buy you a statue to put in your front yard of a big unicorn.
I do
Purple.
it too. Some people think I do it for K-State.
Okay.
I don't.
Right.
But sure, I do. I mean, if that makes you happy, yes, absolutely. That's why.
But you've stuck with purple. I haven't seen you change.
Purple is my favorite color.
Okay, that's just your favorite color.
Is just my favorite color.
That's where that comes from.
Yeah.
Okay. So I love it. Love it, Brenda. I love your heart. I know you care about people. You run a really good business. You have top-notch managers helping you run it.
Oh, my gosh.
So
Chris and Kim the way we set up my business, I get to do all the fun stuff. Right. And they get to do all the stuff that is absolutely no fun at all.
They probably think it's fun, though.
They think it's great.
Right.
I would rather work
the secret
midnights
sauce
at Quick Trip than do the stuff that they do. Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
I am so blessed. Yep. I'm so lucky.
I couldn't agree with you more. I've got a team and my staff, believe it or not, the things I do, there's a lot of it that I don't want to do it. Mm-hmm. I just done it all these years because that's what you got to do when you're by yourself.
Oh, yeah. And giving up that control, even though there are things that I absolutely despise, giving up the control is so hard.
Oh, it's hard.
So hard, but so worth it. Once I did it, once I let go and I was like, okay, guys, here's stuff I hate. Here you go. And Chris and Kim was like, I love that.
I love that stuff. That's right.
We can get you therapy for that, but okay.
You can have it all.
Oh, that's right. That's every single one of them. Let's do it.
Right.
And it is so great. So I get to do all the stuff I love all the time.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I'm more and more getting to that point in my career and with my team. Let's talk about that for a minute because this morning I was actually encouraged. I had a realtor call me, Brenda, and tell me that he really appreciates the show because he watches it and it helps him implement disciplines, practices, strategies that are helping him in his business.
That is phenomenal.
So I was super blessed by that phone call this morning. And so let's talk about realtors and business owners that are trying to scale from solopreneur, which is all by yourself, of course, to a team. And giving up control is crazy scary and hard, and it can mess up your credibility. And
it can. It absolutely can.
I've had it. It's hard. Then you got to rebuild it and turn around, and you got to let someone go and then try to get someone back on board. What are some of the things that you would encourage people to do that could help them either avoid pitfalls or mistakes that you've made Like what has helped you, I guess?
Okay, so here's what happens. You, as an individual agent, you ramp up your business and you get so busy that you say, I need help. I'm in chaos. 90% of the people who are really good in real estate stink at things like paperwork, follow-up,
Right.
compliance,
Right.
all the stuff I hate.
That stuff you hate.
But
that Brenda and Chris hate plate.
Right.
100%.
Okay. So, and what happens is you get really busy in your business and you're overwhelmed. So you start dropping balls. So you say, I need someone to help.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hire the friend, the client's daughter, the agent in your office
People
that
closest to
isn't
you
doing
that you can
anything. And you fold them into your chaos. And all they do, instead of unchaosing you, they are just folded into the chaos. And it's one more thing that you have to manage. And you're so busy that you can't handle your things, but you feel that it will take 10 times longer to teach them.
Mm-hmm.
So you end up in this frustrated thing where then your business starts to slide off.
Mm-hmm.
I did that 5 times
Mm-hmm.
before I
Chris and
hired a business coach who said, stop doing that. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. Why didn't I think of that?
Well, it's obvious.
Great.
Right,
What's
Brenda?
the answer?
Your coach is like, hello.
Right. And so when I found Kim, I actually placed an ad. And she had training from someone else. She had training, and when I hired people before, I hired people in my image.
Okay.
So
like you.
Just like me.
People like you who hate paperwork when you're trying to hire someone to take over your
do paperwork. Right.
So that was your big mistake number 1.
Right.
Don't hire a clone.
Ever.
That's really good advice, Brenda. Because that's what we want, right?
Absolutely.
You want a duplicate of yourself.
I am ready, fire, aim.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Let's start, see what screws up. We'll fix it. Or maybe we'll just keep going at 100 miles an hour until we hit that wall. Let's see how it goes. If that is you, when you hire, you need someone that is like measure twice, cut once.
Yeah, the opposite. Aim, fire.
And ideally,
that's a really good point.
Hire somebody that already has knowledge of the industry, or hire somebody and have your team, because even if you're a single agent, you have a team. You have
a brokerage.
You have a brokerage. You have
or you're on a team.
Someone who has an administrator that's doing a good job. Nothing is free. Yep. Pay them to train them. It is worth the money.
Interesting.
Pay them to train them. Or if you have a brokerage that is a franchise and they've got training for administrators, do it. Because you don't want someone folding into your chaos.
Right.
You want someone that's going to sort your chaos. And all of a sudden and when that happens, when the revelation hit me and I was like, oh my gosh. And I actually let go of all of the control and allowed Kim and Chris to kind of settle my chaos.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to do so much more business. My business went from like 5 million to like 16 million.
That's fantastic.
Because I just do what I love.
Right.
And the rest
you should
of it
be because you can grow
so,
by doing more of what you love.
It's such a dichotomy, because you say to yourself, no, it's going to cost me a fortune to do that. It's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
The money that I'm making right now doesn't warrant that. The money that you're making right now is very small compared to the money that you will be making once you fill that position
right
properly.
That's really good.
The biggest thing.
I love what you said about hiring someone else to train someone that's not seasoned in the business.
So important.
Never even thought about that. If you're listening, and you're a business owner or a realtor, that's really, that's like a gold nugget to me.
And my trainer, my business trainer, he was brilliant because I was like, I can't hire somebody full time. I can't afford that.
Mm-hmm.
So he told me, go to 3 people in your office that are busy like you
Mm-hmm.
and bring them on and have that person work for all 4 of them with the understanding that when you need her, they drop off and she will train her replacement.
Interesting. So you brought more agents to the team because that bring more revenue into your business. So that you could, no,
I wasn't
that's not
a team.
what it was?
I was an individual agent, and I went to other agents in my office that were doing similar business to me and didn't have an administrator.
Yep.
And said, you probably can't afford an administrator full time like I can't, but what if we share one?
Okay. So you're doing a shared resource
Shared
within
resource.
your brokerage.
Had 4 agents. We worked
They
out.
win and you win at the end of the day.
And with the understanding that when she's mine ultimately,
Mm-hmm.
so when I need her more, she will hire you the replacement. She will
So that you both
train
end up
everybody's
with someone
happy.
full time if your production
And it worked out
justifies.
so well. It worked out
It's really good,
so
Brenda.
well because, the idea of hiring someone and being responsible for a human life at full time, pay, it's like, oh my gosh, I can't do
It's
that,
heavyweight on your shoulder.
But if you bring people in and you bring them in with the understanding that when I need her,
Right.
she's no longer for you, she's for me.
That's
It worked
great.
out so well.
That's
It worked out
huge.
so well.
I hope that someone's listening to this podcast
Mm-hmm.
and takes that to the bank with them. And then thank Brenda. But don't do purple. Do a different color.
That's right.
Like maybe pink, hot pink, 80s, something like that.
Yeah, neon.
Neon. Yeah.
If anybody has questions about, call me. I am so happy to share
Mm-hmm.
all of the mistakes I've made. I mean, I've made every mistake you can imagine, and I'm so happy to share it
Right.
if
I
I can
love it.
save somebody hassle.
So on this subject matter, I do want us to highlight one of our other sponsors for the show, but I've had the same discussion with them. These tactics aren't just for real estate professionals. These are the same kind of tactics that corporations use, that entrepreneurs that found companies that turn into big organizations. I mean, these are the moves they make, right, Brenda?
Absolutely.
To scale.
Absolutely.
And you did. Your
Yep.
production tripled.
Mhm.
You scaled. So businesses use this same line of thought, these same strategies. And so I was talking with Natalie Embody, who's one of the owners of Vortex Air Duct Cleaning Services. And they've recently made a huge hire, a lot like your Kim. And that is turning their business in a whole. They're already super awesome, but they're just growing exponentially.
Good for them.
And they need to facilitate the
Good
growth.
for
So I want to talk about them for a minute. The air that you are breathing is super important. And if there's one thing that I promote to home buyers that are buying their first home, or home buyers that are buying their second, third, and fourth, fifth home, is to think about having your air ducts completely sucked out from top to bottom. And that's what Vortex Air Duct Cleaning Services do. They do an incredible job helping families breathe cleaner, healthier air, dust, pet hair, allergens. It all ends up in your ductwork over time. And Vortex is fast, professional, and they'll show you exactly what to remove. I had them back their trucks up to my brand new constructed home, suck the ventilation system out, Brenda, and I think I heard 3 2x4s go boom, boom,
I'm
boom,
sure
boom
you
through
did.
throughout the holes, because they've got these trucks that back up and they
Mm-hmm.
hook up these massive hoses. But they're incredible people, phenomenal business owners. They're small business owners, but they have a lot of integrity. They just run a really good operation. I highly recommend them. If you want to get your air ducts cleaned out, sucked out, call Matt or Natalie and tell them Chris from the Mortgage Punk Show sent you. But yeah, they've been implementing just these same things.
And what
getting
they
an
do
ops person
is
on board.
so important.
Mhm.
So important. When you're buying a new house, brand new construction, you definitely need to do it because every single, drywall dust
Right.
and all of the construction stuff is all in that. But when you're buying a used home,
You don't even want to know what's in there.
Oh my gosh.
Don't even think of it.
I always tell
Call
my
Natalie.
clients, you really want new carpet because you don't want somebody else's toenail skin in your carpet.
What's in the vents too?
Toenail skin is like the least of your worries. Yeah, get it out.
They've given me some horror stories on stuff they have found.
Oh my gosh.
Diapers.
Oh yeah.
Things like just stuff like that. So I would highly recommend. I
highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Chris and I once bought an investment property, and we had the guy had a lot of cats, and we had the ductwork.
Oh, you did?
Sucked out. And there was 4.5 pounds of cat feces and hair in the ductwork. Yeah.
And you're breathing that.
Yeah. It is really important.
A lot of people don't think about it.
Important work.
Yep.
It's what they do is special. It's good.
So, Brenda, I want to ask you, let's switch gears a little bit. Thank you for those nuggets on hiring great people to build a team. Let's go backwards in your story. Where are you from? How'd you get into the industry? Why'd you start doing real estate? Have you always done real estate? Like, what's the whole story there?
So, actually, I am a floral designer by trade.
Okay.
I
knew this. I'm learning stuff about you.
Yeah, how about
and
that?
I've known you.
I went to school to design flowers. We owned a flower shop in Detroit, Michigan, and I did all of the flowers for like large hotels, colleges, banquets, stuff like that.
Did you go to school for that?
I did.
Or did you go to college for that? Or what?
I went to trade school.
Technical school or something like that?
I went to trade school, and I loved it. Thought it was my calling. Thought it was what I would do forever. I absolutely loved it. And 7 years in, found out after doing significant damage to my lungs that I was allergic to flowers.
Oh, no, Brenda. You're from Detroit?
Yes.
Originally?
Yes.
What suburb?
Born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. Ended up just outside of Detroit. Okay, so you know, legendary 8 Mile.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Are you serious?
8.5 mile. Detroit is very interesting. They're really unique. They name their mile roads, 6 mile, 7 mile, 8 mile, 9 mile. They're approximately a mile apart.
Right.
And it goes all the way up into the 30s. So
no kidding. I did not know this.
Yes. So 8 Mile, if you cross over 8 Mile, there's East Point.
Okay.
So Detroit, East Point. And then if you cross over 9.5 Mile, there's Roseville. My husband and I both got into real estate at the same time. So I was told by my pulmonologist, either find a new career or die, basically, because I had done so much damage. And at the same time, Chris was painting cars. He was a car painter, auto body painter for a dealership. And he went to a seminar, and they said to him, have you ever seen any old painters? There aren't any, because they all die because they don't take care of themselves. And
the same problem.
If you have
breathing in paint, all the time.
If you have, losing fingers, losing feeling in your fingers and toes, stuff like that. Well, Chris had started to experience that. So
no kidding.
Both of us, I told him.
Both of you are from Detroit. No kidding.
Yes.
Did not know this.
Yes.
That means you're rough and tough. You want a rough and tough agent? That's the kind of agent you want negotiating a deal for you. A tough one. I just had a conversation with one of my clients this morning. I'm like, okay, I want to get my Detroit on. You need to tell me if I can. Right.
She said, pull it back, babe. I want this house. I said, okay. So, yeah, she's my girl.
And near 8 Mile.
Yes.
That's really getting...
We sold tons of houses in Detroit. I mean, we did
kidding.
all of that. But I told Chris, I'd rather live on under an overpass than not have him. So we needed to find something else to do. At the time, I was raised in real estate. Hated it with a passion. Hated it so much as a child. Hated.
Your parents?
So my mom got her real estate license when I was 2.
Okay.
She was divorced, and I was raised on crazy income. Sometimes you had it, sometimes you didn't. Crazy hours.
With her, because she's doing real estate.
Yeah, but here's how I thought, you showed a house. Sit in the car and don't touch anything. I'll be back in a minute.
So you had PTSD.
That's how you showed a house.
From like,
So
I don't want to do this for my career.
I swore I would never be in real estate, ever, ever, ever. It was the worst thing
goodness.
ever. And when I found out about the flowers, and my mom actually transitioned from selling real estate to owning a real estate school.
Mm-hmm.
And she was very successful at it. She was a phenomenal teacher, horrible real estate agent, but phenomenal teacher. And she told Chris and I, take the class. Just take the class. Even if you don't do anything with the information, just take the class. And I was like, nope, not going to do it. Nope, hate real estate, not going to do it. Nope. And my husband.
Because of the circumstance.
Yeah, because I grew up in it and hated every minute of it.
But you and Chris you're like at an impasse.
Yeah, we were.
That puts you into a squeeze.
My husband said, let's do this. Let's take the class. Even if we don't do anything with it, let's take the class. So I took the class, and I took it for fun. Passed my class. Chris fell in love with it, said, I'm doing this.
Goodness.
I talked to somebody. I got a job. This was in July. I got a job, and I was going to go fit somebody for eyeglasses. You know, I was going to work at an eyeglass optometrist.
Okay.
And help people.
You landed a different job
at
the same time.
But I couldn't start till October.
Interesting.
I couldn't start till October. So Chris was like, I'm going to do this. So I said, great, I'll help until October because I'm going to make $10 an hour. So I'm out of here in October. So
this is a wild story.
We started doing this, and I was just having fun. Our trainer, and here's how our training went. Here's a phone, get a listing.
Oh my God. Sink or swim.
So I was like, hey. So I just started calling people because I was playing at it. By October 24th, I was supposed to start my job on October 30th. By October 24th, we had 8 transactions pending.
That's crazy.
And Chris is like,
sure you want to go
stay
work for $10?
with me. We can do this. Stay with me. We're having the greatest time. Stay with me. And I'm like, no, I'm gone. I'm vapor, man. I got a job.
You still have that same.
My broker sat me down with a yellow piece of paper, a yellow notebook, legal pad, and said, this is all the money that you have pending, and this is what you're making at $10 an hour. Imagine if you took this seriously.
That's crazy.
And I couldn't argue with it. So I called up the lady who was going to hire me and said, I'm sorry, I'm not coming. I'm sorry.
That's
and
crazy
Chris
story.
and I started our career.
No, what year was that?
That was in 1998.
Oh, wow. That's when I got married. 1998. Right before the world was going to end in 2000 and all the numbers were going to stop in the computer systems, right? That's crazy. So was there anything, I guess, during that period of time that's like said to you, oh, that this is really different from what I experienced with Mom?
Everything.
Okay.
Everything. Because, and part of it was our broker sent us, he said, there's this training. And at the time it was Floyd Wickman Sweat Hogs. Now Floyd is Superstars or whatever it is, but it was very 70s training. You know, what's it going to take to get me into it? You know, what's it going to take to get you to buy this house today kind of thing.
Right.
Which I hated
didn't like that.
So much of it. But what it gave me was the foundation that basic principles are you can be a phenomenal real estate agent. You can have the best ideas, the best heart, the best wonderful, most wonderful everything. Mm-hmm. But if you don't talk to people, nobody knows.
Right.
So what it gave me was that foundation of pick up the phone.
Talk to lots of people.
Talk to lots of people. And when you talk to them, convey your message. Whatever your message is, convey that message. And the people who are your people will respond to it. And it just gave me that basic foundation of you cannot sit and wait for the phone to ring. You cannot, you can't hang out a shingle and be like, okay, world, I'm here. You're welcome. It just doesn't bring you business.
So I want to, we got to take another minute here to spotlight another sponsor for the show, which sounds like you've had some experience with Quality Granite and Interiors.
Love them.
Joe Warren is the new owner over there at Quality Granite. He's fantastic. So if you've ever remodeled a kitchen, you already know that countertops can change everything, right?
Everything.
And Joe over at Quality Granite is the guy who you want to handle an upgrade like that. So he's going to be just super professional at quality and craftsmanship. And he's got the materials to back it all up. So whether you're building, remodeling, flipping a home, Joe's team can deliver clean installs and a serious wow factor. And his family has a history in real estate. If you know the Warren family around here in our town, but he's just super sharp professional. He's doing a great job running Quality Granite, turning that thing around. He just recently bought it. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but you've
Very
had
cool.
a good experience with them.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah, remodel work is kind of their thing. If you're going to remodel.
So important. And yep.
Call Joe. Tell him Chris from the Mortgage Punk Show sent you. And Joe, thanks for your sponsorship, dude. I appreciate you big time.
Thanks, Joe.
Yes. Okay. What I was going to ask you a question here. So that is a great. Now, what brought you from Detroit then to Wichita?
Okay, so
That's another piece of, I guess, that story.
It takes me 10 minutes to say hello. So if I'm talking too much, just tell me to shut up. But Here's the deal. Okay, so Chris and I did our real estate thing, and we did everything. I don't want to say everything wrong, but we did what you needed to do in the 90s and early 2000s to sell real estate. We were in phone books. We were on bus, park benches, and it was all
advertising and marketing,
image marketing, because the only advertising, the internet wasn't there yet. So the only advertising that you had was the Homes book.
Sure.
And that's how people found you. And my broker told us one time, it is really easy to make $1 million in this business if you spend $900,000 on advertising. So
that's expensive stuff, especially back then.
It's pretty much what we were doing. But three things happen when you do that. The first thing that happens is you get really complacent and you say, I'm spending all this money on advertising. I'm just going to wait for the phone to ring. People just walk
through the door.
Yeah. It's not you, somebody else. That's fine. That's the first thing that happens. The second thing that happens is that those bills come whether there's real estate or not.
Right.
You're paying those
expensive marketing
no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And the third thing that happens is that there's a certain type of person that responds to those kinds of ads. So you're always dealing in the same group.
Yeah, you're in the same kind of buyer.
You know what
or
I mean?
seller.
Yeah. So great. I am grateful for all of that because in 2005, we started to feel the market change. Detroit had a horrible crash. Everything crashed.
The auto industry
Detroit had a horrible crash.
Right.
And we started to feel it before it actually happened.
That was in 2005.
So in 2005.
That was when the auto industry really spiraled out.
I was sitting down with sellers, and 3 out of 4 sellers were upside down on their house.
Yeah, heading towards foreclosure probably.
And not yet. They were just upside down. They could still make their payments, and they thought they wanted to move.
Okay.
But they were upside down. Couldn't get out of it. And so we saw the writing on the wall, and we were like, okay, anywhere but here. We literally laid a map out on our dining room table, bought our big CRT computer monitor right next to it, and we would do this and then research. And we knew what we wanted. Yeah. We wanted an area that was not a one-trick pony. Detroit is all auto. When the auto industry struggles, the entire metro area
system, fails.
Yep. So we knew we didn't want a one-trick pony. We wanted some place that was more fiscally responsible, because one thing that we noticed in Michigan was people refinance their house every year. And they would take the money and, go to Cancun
blow it.
or buy jet skis, or, they weren't making capital improvements on their property. They weren't buying down their mortgage. They were blowing it.
Yeah.
And they were doing that every year or every other year. So they were constantly at 100% of their value. So we knew what we wanted. And we found Wichita, which on paper is an amazing, on paper in 2005, Wichita was incredibly diverse.
Yeah.
There's pharmaceutical, there's tech, after we, bought our house, came
Landed
here, we were like, oh my gosh, it's all aircraft.
It's all aircraft. We just traded cars for planes.
Crap. But no, but what we did is in 2005, we said, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to come down for a month, and we're going to drop ourselves in the middle of the city that we don't know, where we don't know a soul. And we're going to use our back to basics thing. And if we can put one deal together in 30 days, then it is the sign from God's and dead relatives that this is where we need to be.
Yeah.
So we did it. And we put 3 deals together and said, this is it.
Been here ever since.
And we've been here ever since. And Wichita has been the biggest blessing ever.
That's cool.
I mean, absolutely ever. It's like Mayberry. I mean, people here are so nice. So nice. We were told forever that we would never be able to have a child. We went through all kinds of things. We were living in a hotel waiting for our house to be ready, and found out I was pregnant. We have our daughter is now 19.
It's like ever since you landed here.
I mean, it has not all been, roses and sunshine,
easy.
But it is so good. And the blessings that I have are so amazing. I mean, awesome. I wake up every single day, know that I am so blessed.
And you probably avoided a further decline and crash in some of those Flint.
Let me tell you. So,
I mean,
when we left, we sold off everything that we owned, got rid of everything, except we had one investment house with a business partner. And we had a stable tenant, and it was great. So and at the time we were doing all of our investments on 5-year balloons. So right before we left, we refinanced on a 5-year balloon. Appraisal came back. It was worth $67,000. We owed like 13.
Okay.
So everything was fine. 5 years later, the bank called us and said, we have a problem. You owe like 12 and the house is worth 8. I said, 8 what? They said, $8,000. It went from $67,000 to $8,000 in 5 years. We got angels and dead relatives, man.
Was low.
Right. Yeah.
Good grief.
Well, and they were like, so here's what we want you to do. You send us $6,000 and we'll finance it a day. And I'm like, let me get this straight. You want us to send you $6,000? Oh no. And then they were going to finance the other 6. I'm like, you want us to send you 6? It's only worth 8. I'm not feeling that. How about if I send you the keys and you just have another foreclosure?
Don't you know I'm from Detroit?
Right.
Why are you asking a Detroit woman who's in real estate now a question like that?
And I don't even need more than 10 fingers for that.
I had a friend, Brenda, that lived in Flint. And I went up to Flint and visited him a few times. We were just really close. And him and his family were moving out as the auto industry was just continuing to spiral down. Then 2008 hit, got even worse. Foreclosures, empty properties, people just living in them.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere.
I mean, it was...
Your timing coming here is impeccable.
But like I said, we did a lot of really, really dumb things the way we ran our business in Michigan. But everything happens for a reason. And we were so blessed to be able to feel it coming.
Wow.
And when we left, I mean, all of our friends, all of our real estate friends were like, oh, you're going to miss the boom of 2007. It's going to be so great. You're going to be so sad. You know, you're going to be so sad. You missed it. And, you know, you're making the biggest mistake of your life. And I mean, we had practiced there for 10 years. So we had a phenomenal circle of influence. We had great repeat customers, you know, a good customer base, but we could see it coming. And many of our friends lost everything, and I am so grateful. And Wichita, we felt it, but we lost 7%.
Right.
You know?
Not like
and
that.
People here are so fiscally responsible. If somebody's refinancing their house, they're refinancing it for a lower rate. They're not doing it to take money out and go buy jet skis,
or remodel,
you know,
and pour back into there,
or capital improvements.
Yeah,
absolutely. Right. Yeah. So
I love it. I got a question for you that I want to ask you and see what you give us here. What's hard right now that no one wants to say out loud?
We are in a transitioning market. For several years, we have been in a very firm seller's market. Buyers walk into a house, and if they want it, they better bend over backwards and give the sellers, you know, everything they want in a turkey sandwich in order to make it happen. We are transitioning. We are transitioning to a balanced market.
Balanced market. Okay.
We are still, here's the thing. According to Wichita State, who I think they do
ones that run the
brilliant research, but according to them, we are still 80,000 units shy in housing. The untold picture is it is affordable housing that we're missing.
80,000 homes short of affordable housing.
Affordable housing.
Right.
It's, you know, we went from having a average price in Wichita of like 186,000 to 240.
Or yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
It's insane. You know, the increase that we've never had that kind of increase before.
Not around here.
So we're missing affordable housing. So although, you know, higher end homes are staying on the market longer, which, you know, but that affordable piece, buyers are more discerning than they were 2 years ago. Buyers are not going to walk into a house that needs work, needs carpet, needs paint, needs updating, needs this, needs that, and tell the seller, here's my kidney, I want to overpay for it.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
Good
And sellers are not ready to hear that because, you know, everybody...
They don't want to do the work.
They don't want to do the work or lower the price of the house to compensate for that. And, you know, I know in my own personal life, I can't read a calendar. If you ask me, it could have been 2 years ago, it could have been 7 years ago, it all feels the same, you know? Yeah. So when sellers think, well, I just talked to Bob, my neighbor, and he sold for $10,000 over. Okay, that's true, but it was 2.5 years ago.
Right.
And in real estate, that's a really long time. You know?
We always have to ask context questions, right, Brenda?
Right.
Hey, I knew someone that bought a house and got this rate. When did they get that rate? Do you know what year that was?
That would have been 2004, Chris. Right. That's.
Oh my goodness. What do you think the solution is? Give us like real quick the kind of 2-minute solution to affordable housing, to solving the affordable housing.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready. I want to hear it.
Here's what I want to do.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I don't have the intelligence or the resources to do it. But do you know the row houses back right after the war?
Houses here or in
pick
market?
A city.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Pick a city. Builders built, because we had a housing shortage in the 50s and 60s. Builders built 3-bedroom, 1-bath houses, 1,000 square feet on a basement. In my opinion, I don't see why those houses cannot be built for $2 or $220. Unfinished basement, 3-bedroom, 1-bath on the main. Those houses.
Yeah.
And make them green. instead of putting solar panels on the roof, have an array of
Other
solar panels
efficiencies
on
or-
the side, that so that you're not dealing with the specials, because the infrastructure right now is insane.
It is.
Because all of those parts for transformers and everything else are built out of the country.
Mm-hmm.
The tariffs bringing them back in is killing developers.
Mm-hmm.
It's just too expensive.
Yeah.
So use different sources so that we're not paying those. And I don't see, I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but it seems to me if we could build those for 220
Mm-hmm.
and just put up a subdivision,
Right.
it
That would start
do
to-
it. And 220 on an unfinished basement. If somebody has more money and they want to finish the basement, go for it. The builder will do it. If not, but I
Sure.
think that would be like the solution.
a great solution.
Mhm.
I just ran into I don't a lot of people. Some people know this about me. I think you know this about me. I'm a silent partner in a construction and development company,
Mhm.
and of course we build a lot of duplex properties. We sell half sides of those duplex for about $195.
Mhm.
And so I think the reason we've been having a lot of success with those is because people can afford a half side. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath,
Yep.
2-car attached garage. But I did run into a couple other guys just this week, a couple developers. One of them was a general contractor, and they had blueprints spread out. And I was at a coffee shop having a meeting. But anyhow, I walked up to them just to say hi because I know them. But they were showing me, I said, what do you guys got cooking here? What are you building now? And they were building a 3-bedroom, 2-bath on a slab for $205. And you know what I told them on the way out the door? I said, guys, I think someone needs to be building something that people can afford, because this is a problem.
Absolutely.
You know? So
and you know, the challenge, I think single family homes are the thing. I mean, duplexes they're affordable, but they have a stigma to them. And I think 5 years from now,
Right.
they're going to have a problem.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's,
Need
I
a
think,
mix.
you need a mix. But I would just love to see that happen,
Mm-hmm.
because I believe that, and I also believe that there are so many younger people. I mean, now I'm old, I'm 55. So younger people to me is like,
Hey, we're 80s
30s.
children.
That's right.
Where the world rocked. We are the rock and roll generation. Well, almost the rock and roll.
Absolutely.
We're the ones that took it to the next level. Right?
But I think that, but I listen to my daughter. I mean, I know she's 19, but I listen to her, and she wonders if she'll ever want to own a home.
Yeah, we got to fix that.
It
Brenda.
is not, owning a home isn't the American dream that it used to be. And I think the reason why is because so many people look at it and say it's just not possible. And I believe it's possible for
Me too.
everybody.
We got to fix it, Brenda.
I believe it is.
We're going to do it. I'm going to do one more shout out here as we close this episode. I want to give a shout out to Michael Gom of Glass Guru.
Best dude ever.
Brenda has lots of great things to say. Quick shout out to Michael. He's awesome. Him and his team at Glass Guru of Wichita. Listen, windows are one of those things homeowners ignore until they become a problem, until they get foggy, until they break, or you start feeling a draft come through the house, or your energy bills start rising. Michael's crew does it. He'll jump on it right away. This guy is one of the fastest, most efficient, like quality, integrity, and speed. That's Michael and his team. They do a fantastic job. I can't say enough about him. I send everyone to him.
Yes, they do a phenomenal job. I just took a listing and I didn't actually know that they had done the job, but the seller had double doors into a foyer as an entry. And they were steel doors that were full. There was no glass in them at all. And it made the entry so dark and scary. It was just sad when you walked in the house. And they came and added stained glass panels to each side of those doors. And it changed the whole look of the house. I've had about 6 showings on that house so far. And one of the compliments that I get all the time is the doors.
And tell the listeners real quick how much were they able to get that repair done with Michael as opposed to buying brand new
My
steel
client
doors?
told me that if she were to have replaced the doors, it would have cost her about $3,800. He did it for about $650.
It's fantastic.
Amazing. And made the whole look of the house completely different inside and out.
Yeah, Michael has done a lot of, I know he's done a lot of glass. He can fix glass without replacing the whole window.
Yes.
So
when it's
sellers listing their homes, you want to cut
broken
some costs
seals,
down.
man.
Little inconsistencies and maintenance problems with your windows. Mike and his team could save you a lot of money. So, Michael, I can't say thank you enough, man. I appreciate you big time. I appreciate your friendship. All of these sponsors are my friends, Brenda. All these realtors are my friends. Most of them that are on this show, I know already. So
we're friends.
Anyhow, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show, Brenda.
I've been wanting to have
you on here ever since I kicked it off, and I've had this lineup and a list of names to start just calling through.
So honored to be here and come back anytime at all. I'll talk about anything.
I do. Listen, there's probably, and I know there's a lot we have not touched on. I can tell you right now, Brenda's a boss. She time blocks her schedule, guaranteed. Time blocks every hour of it. I already know it. So all those disciplines and habits that I talk about a lot on this show with high producing realtor performers, we didn't talk a lot about that on this episode, but Brenda does them all.
It is. Well. I thank you so much. I can't tell you how important it is to control your day. If you don't control your day controls you. Yeah. And so many of us as realtors, we can be busy without being productive.
Without doing anything.
So well. We're so great at that. Oh my gosh, so great at that. And there are so many books about, success in 90 days or whatever crazy books. And they start with read real estate articles, get your car washed, take somebody to lunch. That is not what is going to
move the needle.
Yep. That is not it. It is basic contact.
Yeah.
Talk to people.
A lot of people.
And if my goal every day it's my mission statement, it's everything, is to change somebody's life.
Love it.
And even if that is just to be the only person that smiled at them today.
Love it.
That's changing lives.
I love it. I love you, your family, your business, Brenda. You guys are amazing. You're a blessing to our Wichita market.
Thank you. I love being here.
Love the unicorn. Love the purple hair. It's my favorite. I love it, love it, love it. So hope you guys learned something from watching this episode. And again, reach out to Brenda. She's, one thing I've learned about high performers, Brenda, is a lot of them, and most of them are not stingy people. Like, they're very generous, willing to offer advice, willing to help. I think that's a mark of someone who wins.
When you come from a place of abundance, there is more than enough business out there for everybody.
There is.
And there are no giant secrets in this business. There is no magic formula. Yeah. There is no, I get calls from investors all the time. Hey, can you send me the list of houses that have 20% equity? Is there a list? Wait. Okay. No, there isn't. And if there was, I would buy them.
The platform, right? And you would buy them yourself. I love it.
There is no magic. There is no magic. But if somebody needs something, if you have a question, if you just need somebody to talk you through something, I am always available, and I am happy to do it, because
awesome.
It takes a village, man.
Yep. That's what I love about you. Brenda, thank you for being on the show. Thank you for watching this episode of the Mortgage Punk Show. We will see you next time with a next guest. And in the meantime, we hope you have a great week and you do something for someone and expect nothing in return. So,
amen to that.
All right. See you. Thanks for watching. Peace out.